Your arms are near the edge. Your arms are near the edge. Pull your arms back inside the boat. You can injure your arm if it's over the edge. There's no smoking or vaping on the boat, so try not to do that either. If you fall out of the boat into the water, don't panic. Do us all a favor though while you're out there. Stand up. Don't make a big drama out of the whole thing. Just stand up and walk out. It's not very deep. It's less than 4 feet deep in most parts. There are life preservers. I have life preservers in my boat. It takes 40 minutes to get them out. If you want to hang out in the water for 40 minutes while I get them out, by all means, I'll prefer you to stand up and walk out. Finally, be considerate to each other. Everybody, we're going to be on this tour for a while. We're going to have a good time. I promise we're going to have a good time. But in order to have that good time, we have to do it as a group. So please keep your voices down. Don't use profanity. Don't have any inappropriate conversations. But mostly, keep your voices down. Just loud enough so people can hear the tour. I'll be pointing at things as we're going along. So if you're wondering what that handsome man is talking about there back there, well, look at me to see what I'm pointing at. If you have questions, feel free to ask your questions. I know a lot about the river. I don't know everything, though. If you ask me a question I don't know the answer to, I'll come up with a believable response. 35-minute tour. Soon have my run. Let's begin. This area we're in, this little area is called La Villita. La Villita in Spanish means the little village. This is perhaps the oldest neighborhood in the city of San Antonio, as it's settled in by Native Americans in the early 1700s. The name of that tribe, the Payaya Native American tribe, followed later by German, Spanish, and French settlers. Looking in front of us now, we're about to pass through a theater, the open-air 800-person capacity seating theater called the Arneson Theater, named after Edwin Arneson. He was an engineer for the Riverwalk. The theater was completed in 1941. The stage is on the right side. Look behind the stage on the right. There is a wall behind the stage, 5 bells on the wall. The 5 bells on the wall on the right side dedicated to the man who's considered the founding father of this Riverwalk. He was an architect. His name, Robert Hugman. Robert Hugman's name is inscribed on the 5 bells. You see, there are 5 bells because there are 5 bells, or there are 5 missions here in San Antonio. Watch your heads, everybody. We're passing the bridge. The bridge is called Rosita's Bridge, named after Rosita Fernandez, a Tejano music superstar in the 1980s. You're going to see a lot of buildings on this tour. Many of them have been used and reused throughout the years. We're going to see an example right here in just a moment. But first, look in front of us. Look right there in front of us. That big tree right there in front of us, that's called a Baida tree, because it's by the river. On the right side of that tree, that sculpture down the right side is called Camino de Galvez. That's the sculpture of a cowboy wrangling three bulls. As part of a collection is at the Briscoe Western Art Museum. That's the building behind it. The Briscoe Western Art Museum, named after a former governor, it opened in 2013. That building has been there a long time. From 1930 to 1968, that was the San Antonio Main Library. There's a saddle that belonged to Pancho Villa, the Mexican revolutionary, at the museum. Be sure to check it out. Look in front of us now to the skyline out there in front of us. That big building with the flag on it. That's called the Tower Lights building. We're going to be there in a moment to look at that building. But to get there, we have to pass the Lowe's Bridge. So everybody, again, watch your heads as we're about to pass the bridge. You can touch this bridge with your hand if you want to. There's no harm in touching the bridge. Remember not to stand up, though. If you can touch the bridge without standing up, that's considered good luck. But not for yourself. If you think you're short, you're not short. You're built for a different purpose. I'm joking, you are short. On the right side, there's a little diamond-shaped table here on the right. So with arrows on it, it's a little table called Father Massenet's table. It's a little table commemorative of the Catholic priest who had his first mass here June 13, 1691. This tiny island on the right side with the 2 benches. This is called Marriage Island, called so because there are over 300 wedding ceremonies that take place on this little island every year. This island is even heart-shaped if you're to look at it from above. It's an incredibly romantic spot. People become engaged there as well. You know, I was fortunate enough to find someone who falls in love and becomes engaged on that little island 5 times. Looking for number 6. Ladies. This is the Navarro Street Bridge. The area of the water is called Old Mills Crossing. During the 1800s, many settlers and travelers came through here. One of them was Teddy Roosevelt and his cowboy friends, the Rough Riders. You might be thinking, fish. Are there fish in the water? In fact, there are fish in the water. Catfish, carpet, perch. Turtles, they're in the water too. They're not in this area. They're in the northern part of the river. And if you brought your fishing pole thinking about fishing on the river, you are allowed to fish on the river. You won't catch anything, but you are allowed to try it easily. It's not going to rain for very long if it rains at all. Sorry right now. We'll be fine, everybody. We're going to get past this next section in a moment. There's a bridge that we'll talk. We're waiting there for that bridge for a moment. While we do that, look above us and on the left side, the big building with the flag on it above us and on the left side. The tower light building. I know the enemy wants to talk about the building. I want to get out of the water. We're going to dock them in one of the bridge to get there fast enough. Anybody need an umbrella? So much for us. Don't worry about that. By the time we get to the bridge, the rain will have that. Yeah, San Antonio for you. But anybody who lives in the south knows about the weather in the south. If you don't like the weather, you can just wait a few minutes. It's going to change.
It's over, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Don't worry.
See, and there, it's right there. The most of the rain is. Now in a moment, we're going to pass this bridge here. Just going after the bridge passes. We're going to look way out in front of us. There's going to see a red building with a dome on the right side. You'll come after in a moment after the bridge. This is a very tiny courthouse way out here in front of us after the bridge. Now, if you look at this bridge, this building right there in front of us, this red building, this is the very tiny courthouse. The very tiny courthouse was completed. The building in front of us was completed in 1896. This is one of the nation's oldest courthouses in front of us. And the word bear, if you ever see that word, it's spelled B-E-X-A-R. If you see that word in this courthouse, you better say bear, not backside. If you say backside, you'll be treated as a threat. You have to say bear, otherwise you'll be treated as a threat.
Mira, no seas camorro, así que pecado.
I'll tell the channel was shot
Mira dónde está el
4 feet deep.
paraguas.
The area behind me is still kind of shallow, 6 feet. But the area in front of us past these bridges isn't shallow at all. It's right past the bridge, 15 to 20 feet deep. We're about to enter a flood channel. There's a flood gate under the water. Underneath this bridge, it comes up out of the water, goes off this part of the river walk, protecting the entire flood. There are 2 gates. We just passed the gate 4, which is like to the right. Now it comes down into the water, goes off the river walk. So there's the first water south behind me to the main part. I'm just going to get us out of the rain, everybody. I thought the rain was going to stop it. That's Kino. Kino, do you know what the weather report is? The weather report. It's not that bad. We're going to hang on this bridge so that makes this big bridge in a moment. I just know the minute we stop under the bridge, the rain is going to completely stop, and then when we step out of the bridge, it's going to continue to rain again. That's called Murphy's Law. If you can't go wrong, then will go wrong.
Okay, we don't need it.
I don't feel the rain is just stop. That's what I was waiting for a little bit longer. It'll keep going. Right, we're okay? The rain is supposed to stop now. And look over here to the left side, see there's a chain extension on it. It's a very special line of here on the fence on that side. Those are padlocks. The name of this fence is called Love Lock Fence. There's a wedding couple here on the left side. People get married and they come out happy and in love. Put a padlock on the fence so the key in the water has been eternal symbol of their love to each other. But those that aren't so sure it is eternal are the ones who put the combination on. Out of those up there. If you're wondering how many locks I put up there, I use it twice. Now the right side is the old building, all right? It's the jury side that's up on here. But in 1929, the building on the right will be on National Bank. And it can preserve the building in an effort to preserve the history inside. Now there was an interest in the San Fernando Cathedral. The cathedral, San Fernando Cathedral on the left side. You look directly to the left, Look at the stairs out on that side. Follow the stairs out in the distance. You can see a little tunnel of light way out there in the distance. 2 big pillars you're going to see way out there in the distance. The 2 big pillars, that's the front face of the San Fernando Cathedral. The cathedral was completed in 1896. It was a small church in the 1730s, one of the oldest in the nation. Corner of Market and Main Plaza. That's where you gotta go. Market and Main Plaza. Go to the San Fernando Cathedral.
Yeah.
There is a part of the riverwalk we don't need to see on our tour. It's called the Pearl District. The Pearl District is a 30-minute boat ride straight ahead. There are restaurants, shops, and turtles out there. Not a lot of history, though, which is why we just told us to go. There is a shuttle service that we have that will take you there before 9 p.m. tonight. Take you out there. You don't get to go to the Pearl District. You get to go to the right, though. This is flood gate 3 on the right. This is that other gate that comes down into the water, goes off Riverwalk. during times of flood. You're going to see the 3-ton gate above here in a moment as we're about to pass through underneath. If your arms are near the edge or over the edge, pull your arms back inside of the boat just at least for a little bit. While you go up this way. This is the narrowest part of the river. Keep your arms inside the boat just for a moment. Look up, see 15 feet. And if for whatever odd reason you want to fall into the water, the area back here, I don't know if you remember, was 15 feet. The area in front of us is back to 4 feet deep. Now you see that first green boat on the right side coming out, that first green boat. They're talking over there. Look to the right side of that group of people. There's a tree on the right side of the shore. Look at that tree very closely. A lot of leaves and branches. Hey, where are the roots though? The tree's roots are inside the wall. The tree is going out over there. It's a big tree. Legend has it. Flood of 1921 put a big tree root there. The tree has this one there. The prohibition of alcohol that ended faithfully December 5th, 1933. Is Tavern on the right side, the Esquire Tavern. They opened their doors December 6, 1933, 12:01 a.m., literally the minute after the prohibition of alcohol. I don't know why they waited a minute. As long as we're in Barnes, in Texas, we're inside of that. We started our tour at an area called La Historia. It's one of the big hotel called the Lazo. That's when we started at one of 3 locations up there. This is the second location. Here in front of us is the Aztec Theater. You're going to go near the Aztec Theater. You should get a boat here as well. Now you're going to see the Aztec Theater here on the right side. This is a red building after the bridge. This is the geoscience motion picture theater in the 1920s. This isn't a theater anymore. It's for a concert. One theater isn't used that way. The furniture is still here as it was in the 1920s. Look to the right side, above on the second floor, the big Aztec statue that marks the theater was completed in 1926. It cost $1.75 million to build this theater. That's a lot of money when you consider how small this theater is. And speaking of motion pictures, if you've seen the movie Selena, you should recognize it. This is the big Selena, the movie about the superstar. She lost life at a young age, unfortunately. Played by Jennifer Lopez, kissed on this bridge about to go through. Local residents come here to become engaged. They call the bridge Selena Bridge. Over to the right side, the tan building on the right. This is the Mocara Hotel here on the right. This opened in 2003. But in the early 1900s, this building on the right was the L. Frank Railway Company. That's the President Teddy Roosevelt. The Mexican Railroad inside. Over here on the left side is the white building. The Omni La Manzana Hotel. That's what it is today. That isn't what it was in 1852. In 1852, this building on up was an all-boys academy, founded by 4 brothers here in San Antonio. That academy became co-ed, moved, and then it became a university. The name of that university, St. Mary University.
Ahora puedes saltar
No,
el paraguas. Saltas.
So I should have warned you, when you get on the boat, you're going to see people taking pictures of you. Don't worry too much, they don't want this to get necessarily, they want pictures of the boat. The boat's iconic to the city of San Antonio and the Riverwalk. Well, you're on the boat, so you're going to get your photos taken. If you see a camera looking at you, or anybody looking at you for that matter, be sure to wave, smile, or at least pretend to look happy a little bit. You don't want to be hashtag grumpy passenger on the phone. Okay, now there's an optical illusion. After this bridge above passes, there's a building on it. After the bridge passes, there's a building on the boat's left side. Look way up to the top of that building. Get ready to say, whoa. That's the main hospital. That part of the main hospital triangular has been given to the view of what appears to be a freestanding. The main hospital was completed in 1938 as one of the nation's first air-conditioned hospitals. It's still a hospital. You know, comedy, you might know Carol Burnett. This is the fun part of the Riverwalk. The food and the drink are in this area. This is the south bank of the Riverwalk. This is also the area, though, where at least one person every night falls into the water. But it's not because of alcohol, like you might think. It's because of texting and walking. Texting and walking gets in the water way faster than alcohol does, and you don't even get that from doing it. So in this area, look up on your phone, avoid that peril. What pictures do you from this way? We're talking to some passengers earlier about where I'm from. I'm not from San Antonio. I'm not even from Texas. I'm from California. Well, here originally San Antonio by the military, I'm a veteran of the party. Not the only one though, San Antonio has a nickname. It's called Military City, USA. One of the largest congregations of service members and veterans who are anywhere in this country are right here in this city. If you see a service member or a veteran, always be sure to take them so we can just say thank you to those that serve in the military. Thank you to your family and friends that have supported you guys on that journey. It's a big sacrifice. We appreciate that very much. The other name given to San Antonio is the Alamo. Thank you for the mission. Alamo was in this far from this area. The Alamo is on the other side of the building on the left. This is the Hyatt Regency Hotel on the left. The Alamo is on the right. Other beyond the Alamo. The Hyatt Regency was completed in 1981. The city built this hotel with the Alamo in mind. When the sun sets on the Hyatt Regency, it will cast a shadow on the Alamo. Over to the right side, the tan building, the Mocara Hotel here on the right. This was in 2003. And in the 1920s, but it's never a casino. This is a private club where many wealthy Texans came here to play cards. In 1942, a man by the name of Thomas Gilcrease purchased this building, changing its name to the Gilcrease Building after his own name. He was an Oklahoma oil man. He loved art too, though. Learned a lot of art in here before moving back home to Tulsa, including the art. The city of San Antonio celebrated the remarkable event of the 300-year anniversary of the first settlement in San Antonio recently. They celebrated that last year in 2018. There's a lot of historical information on the website. If you want to go to find out more information about the city's history, go visit the website, sanantonio300.org. It's San Antonio 300.org. As you can imagine, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into making the Riverwalk a reality. The truth is, though, only one person came up with the idea of the Riverwalk. He was Robert Hudson, the founding father of the architect of the Riverwalk. Although when he came up with the idea for the Riverwalk, he didn't like the idea of having a Riverwalk, because he was concerned about safety on the river. Robert Hudson had convinced the city to build the Riverwalk. He finally thought, you know what, I'm going to build my own office on the river to show the city it is a good idea. Robert Hudson's office, the founding father of the Riverwalk office here on the right side. That cylindrical building there on the right has his name on it. Putting his office there to show the city that the river can be safe as well as being profitable. There is a bronze bust statue of Robert Hudson here at the right side. At the foot of the stairs, the city of course was convinced of the idea finally in the 1940s, investing in the river and making it Robert Hudson's legacy. There's a lot of good restaurants on this river. Most of them have been here around a long time. And if you're looking for the restaurant that's been here the longest, don't look far. It's here on the right side. It's almost as California. This is the oldest restaurant on the river, Casa Rio. Casa Rio has been here since 1946. 72 years here. An impressive amount of history, traditions, and food inside the bathroom. The oldest restaurant on the river, Casa Rio. And in front of us, now we see the hotel where we started. It's in the very front of that. It's in front of us, the Hotel Palacio de Rio. Seemingly typical hotel. This is not a typical hotel. This is not from us was a record. It was built in a record 202 days in 1968. Song A record is the record for a hotel that basically built that quickly. But I'm going to tell you how that happened later on. We're on to the left, but now we're entering a different section of the river. It's called the man-made extension of the river. Also because just like it sounds, this area in no way follows the natural flow of the river. This area wasn't even existent before the 1960s. Constructed in the 1960s, completed in 1968 for the World Fair. Many of the artifacts in this area were completed or they were finished in that year for that event. Before the river became the Riverwalk, it was Yanaguana. Yanaguana is a native American word. It's a word made up of Maya and American. It's a word that means calm and peaceful river. And while the river today is still mostly calm and peaceful now every year, over 30 million people come to say hi to the city and the river, making San Antonio the most popular spot in Texas to visit. Last year saw more than 30 million people coming in to visit the city for the 300-year anniversary celebration. Find out what happened in the celebration, so visit the website, San Antonio. Now look in front of us, way out there in front of us, the big pink building coming up here in front of us, and on the left side, the one that says Marriott on top. That's the Marriott River Center Hotel. There's an interesting story about that hotel. Before that hotel was there, a smaller hotel was occupying that space. It was called the Fairmont Hotel. Constructed in 1906, the Fairmont Hotel only 2 stories tall. But the city in the 1980s wanted a giant hotel there instead. The city couldn't just destroy the Fairmont Hotel. It's a historic landmark. Instead of destroying that little hotel, So they tore that tiny hotel out of the ground, put wheels on it, and then moved it. Moved it 4 blocks out over to Roma Street, where it still currently resides. 5 years of planning, 6 days of execution. That doesn't sound incredible. See, there's a YouTube video of the whole thing proving it happened. Down to the right side, above the wall, coming up here, Norm, to the right side, the right-hand side, down now, everybody. And to the right side, the Tower of the Americas, the freestanding observatory tower above the wall on the right side. Now, when you go home and people ask you, what does the Tower of the Americas look like? You can tell them it's a churro or the cupcake comes off. The Tower of the Americas was completed in 1968. It was the highlight of the World's Fair in 1968. And it had 750 feet tall. It was at the height in that year they called it freestanding observatory in the nation. And it held that title until 1995 when the Stratosphere in Las Vegas, Nevada was completed at over 1,100 feet tall. There is, of course, a restaurant up there at the Tower of the Americas. They serve lunch and dinner. I'm not that embarrassed to say when I go up there, I use the elevator. You can use stairs if you want. 951 excruciatingly long steps wait for you. You can try to break the record going up to the very top. 5 minutes, 18 seconds. Be sure to take a defibrillator, aspirin, and oxygen. The restaurant also rotates at a rate less than 1 time per hour. When they opened that restaurant in 1950, it rotated over 20 times per hour. The city found out very quickly, too fast. People weren't able to order meals on it that week. So the city slowed it down to its current rate of an hour, which is what it does now. We see it again on the right side. So the market cheaper to the approach. I'm going slow because there will be sometimes a boat that will come flying the opposite way in the other direction. I don't want to involve ourselves in a Titanic collision. I'm not really the kind of captain that goes down with the ship. The ship goes down because I'm bailing. We see convention centers there. First I want to tell you about the other services we have for our company. Go real quick. Charter services. You need to reserve a boat, or you can reserve a boat like this one for a price. So reserve the entire boat. Go to the website, GoRealCruises.com. Invite your friends, your family, your colleagues. Even invite Matthew McConaughey. Go to the website, GoRealCruises.com. There's a question about dinner boats. You can have dinner on a boat if you want from any restaurant on the river. Any restaurant does it. Go to the restaurant of your choice here on the river. Walk up to the manager of that restaurant. He or she will take care of the whole thing. It's about 2 hours long. Dinner, tour, appetizers, drinks, and some captain included. Or a dinner tour, which is a lot of fun. If there in front of us is the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center, this in front of us is named after the first Latino-American to hold office in the United States House of Representatives. Henry B. Gonzalez is locally known in San Antonio as Henry B. Served the people of Texas from 1961 through 1999 as his congressman. Over to the left side, here on the left side above the name, there's a theater here on the left side called the Lila Cockrell Theater, named after the first female mayor of San Antonio. Above the name, though, on the left side, because you can remember that, I don't think it's raining enough guys anymore. On the left side is a big mosaic called the Confluence of Civilizations, but here on the left side. Which I'll explain. Actually, there's more information to that mosaic. I'll take a little more about the mosaic. I'm going to turn our boat around when it's in the other direction. Hopefully, the rain will die down entirely so we can take the mosaic in. So let me turn the boat around. I don't know if any of you have been in San Antonio before. Anyone taken a boat ride on the river before? But if you did take a boat ride on the river before a specific date, September 2017, if you took a boat ride on the river before that date, you should notice a change in these boats. This boat runs on electricity, even in the time of the electric motor running in the boat on the river. This boat runs only on electricity. The city used to use boats powered by natural compressed gas, so those boats were falling apart and polluting the water as soon as they were falling apart. The city didn't like that was happening, so the city just changed that. All these new boats came from Houston, Texas in September 2017, running only on electricity. Four different designs, 5 different colors. The boat's design is called papel picado, which translates from Spanish as cut out paper. The design of the boat is also the same design as for the biggest event, which I'll tell you more about later on. There was a question about it. It's called Fiesta in San Antonio. 10 days of partying in the city of San Antonio for an event that lasted on there. I'll tell you more about Fiesta later on. I'll promise you that. There's a lot of historical information I don't want to miss out on. We're going to talk about the mosaic right now. So if you get a chance to pass through the umbrellas, before your umbrellas, it doesn't seem to be raining that much. It's the most right side, the mosaic called the Confluence of Civilizations. The word confluence means coming together, so this is an understandable term. The coming together of civilizations. Look closely at this artwork on the right side. On the left side of the mosaic, see the Native Americans are there. They came before the 1700s. On the other side, the European settlers. In the very center, a little boy Underneath them, the word Libertatis Nova. That is Latin and means the cradle of liberty. The cradle of liberty represents the little boy, though his name is the child of the future, said he holds the hope that one day all civilizations in the world will understand and accept each other for who they are. I have a 5-year-old son. I hope he gets there very soon. The price of piece of art is from Mexico. It came to the city in 1968 for the World Fair. Believe it or not, there are over 400,000 little 1-inch pieces of natural rock in that mosaic. It's all by from San Antonio. When they brought it over, they brought it unassembled. The artist Juan O'Gorman put it together here before the World Fair began, all in that year, 1968. And speaking of the move of the Fairmont Hotel, that little building I said was moved away to make way for the Marriott River Center Hotel. A little building was moved across this bridge. You can't think it's the Market Street Bridge. The engineers took that little building left on it. They're doing west on the way to Noah Street. But the engineers, they weren't sure they weren't going to collapse the bridge and cross over with that building. So through San Antonio, found the engineers put empty soda bottles underneath the Gadsden Bridge. They were thinking, you know, if the bottles break, we're going to have to reconsider the move. Fortunately, nothing happened. All things were uneventful. When they went across this, family safety blocks later over there at a new location on River Street, construction on the Marriott River Center Hotel began, and history became exactly that. Oh, be sure to visit the website to know more about the city's treatment of the history, San Antonio Treatment.org. You know, the San Antonio Treatment.org. By the past bridge over, if you have an umbrella, be sure to keep it down or lower until you keep it over the other. But then, you're going to pass the bridge over. And we're going to pass 2 bridges, if I just wanted to know one next day, which is very similar to it here in a moment. So there are 3 locations for our tour. We saw 2 of them already. This is the 3rd one. In the one we see in front of us, this is the area called the River Center Mall, or the shops at River Center. If you find yourself in this area, be sure to get on the boat here as well. They're actually the same 4 different locations. Maybe not as handsome cabins, but they're so good people here. This area that was completed and opened in 1988. There's over 1 million square feet of shopping addition. Over 125 shops are here. Two movie theaters, the IMAX theater, and the AMC movie theater here as well. You get a chance to go to the AMC movie theater, go to the impressive documentary, watch that with me, I don't know that. And if you like chocolate, who doesn't like chocolate? If you like chocolate, there's a gift that is chocolate small. If that's the only kind of chocolate you eat, and you're going to be in Texas for a while, you better get your fix here. There's only one Texas, and it's in the small. If you did in San Antonio during the months of November and December, you might know the city has Christmas lights all over the roof. Look out in front of us, there's an island up there. There will be a Christmas tree on the island during the months of November and December. Of course, it is a Christmas time, so you have to light the tree. He doesn't put that up until September. The lights don't come on until mid-November. That happens on the evening after the Thanksgiving holiday. Lights turn on that night after the first weekend after the New Year. After that, the lights are turned off and brought down, and the whole process begins again in September. If you're wondering who puts the lights up, whether it's humans or machines, definitely humans. Humans with good health insurance, good life insurance, for people that don't worry about that kind of stuff, but they're good at their job, they're going to do it the right way. Okay, finally, let's move on. Fiesta. Fiesta is a big event that ended this past Sunday. It happens every year, though. It happens in April, the last 2 weeks of April, for 11 days. Fiesta in San Antonio has a lot of history. Most San Antonians don't know the history of Fiesta. They don't know that it honors the fallen soldiers of the Battle of the Alamo or the Battle of San Francisco. It's celebrated for a long time. It's celebrated since Queen July. What San Antonians do know about Fiesta is the big party that accompanies it. After 11 days long. Big party is in an area called Market Square, 6 blocks west of us in this area. 6 blocks west, took up 3 whole city blocks. Pretty impressive, the big party is. Financially speaking, you know, Fiesta Antonio generates an enormous amount of cash for the city. The city puts a lot of effort into the event. When you find out how much money that event makes, you'll be like, oh, it's a lot of money. It generates, it's the most impressive one, it only lasts 11 days. In 11 short days, Fiesta and San Antonio generates over $340 million in revenue every year. That's over $1/3 of $1 billion generated in this money for the city that lasts in an event that lasts only 11 days every year. Pretty impressive. You know, I've seen the Market Square area party. It's not a big party. I've seen the parade, the finale parade. That was on Saturday night, it's over. Pretty impressive. You know, you have to see it for yourself, but it's not the kind of event you see or talk about the kind of event you go see. I'm inviting you to visit us next year. April 2020 is coming up in the So you should visit that. Fiesta San Antonio. Come join us for the big party. If you want more information, you're going to find it at the website, fiestasanantonio.org. And Fiesta is spelled F-I-E-S-T-A, sanantonio.org, for the biggest party you're ever going to see next year, April 20th. Okay, happy people. I'm taking a picture of the Tower of the Americas. One more opportunity. It's going to come up as this bridge. This is perhaps the best opportunity. As you approach this footbridge, look to the boat's left side. You can see the Tower of the Americas. The better picture is after the bridge for sure. You're going to see the tower in the middle, the river below the bridge, and between the trees all around. Pretty impressive. Here we go. Now this is the boat's left side. And over here on the right side is this 8-foot bronze statue of Matthew McConaughey. No, this is an 8-foot bronze statue of St. Anthony de Padua. I think you can look at the statue on the right. He's holding a child in his arms. That's because the statue is a representation of the Catholic saint who is known as the finder of lost saints and lost children. The statue is the original saint about from Portugal. The picture is right here from Portugal in 1968. Look out there in front of us that big Texas flag on it. We didn't get struck by because there was a lot of rain in the area, but that's called the tower light.